Hello, welcome to Golden Hawk Speaker Series. I'm Lucas. I'm joined here with Staff Sergeant Romero and Staff Sergeant Negron from the U.S. Army. And this is
My name is Harry.
My name is Brano.
My name is Jose.
My name is Abdiel.
all right. So, if you guys can explain to us what you do in the Army and how you got into it.
Okay, so we're Army recruiters for the Hialeah town. And before, well, I joined the Army like 10 years ago, and then I was a mechanic. But now I put up a volunteer packet for being a recruiter. I became a recruiter. I've been recruiting for the past 3 years, and I look for young men like you guys to join the Army.
All right, so I've been 15 years in the Army. I enlisted out of Puerto Rico. Currently, I'm the recruiter for Hialeah and Doral area. So yeah, you guys see me around. It's a black band. You see me. So 15 years. I started in the reserves. I did 4 years in the reserves. I was going to school. Then I got a little bit bored and decided to go active duty. For more, I wanted more stability. So it's went over there. Reclass. I changed my job from 12 November, which it is a heavy equipment operator, construction equipment. I switched to 92 Alpha, which is logistics, what I do now. Currently, I'm just in orders. I'm not a recruiter. I'm just assigned detail as a recruiter for the next 3 years. I've been here.
And how much time left do you have as being a recruiter?
I hear. So I'm actually waiting orders. So I should be here for at least another year or less.
Oh.
Yeah. And we move every 3 years. Active duty people. Yes.
And you went from Puerto Rico to Miami, straight?
So no, I enlisted out of Puerto Rico. I did basic training at Fort Jackson. My AIT was at Fort Lee, Virginia. Then I went to Puerto Rico for the reserves. Then active duty, I went to Kansas. Then I went to I was stationed in Japan, Alaska, and now I'm here. Yeah.
Nice.
Alaska.
Alaska is cold. It's cold. It's actually pretty well. All 2 weeks of summer. So summer is like 2 weeks, and yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. Even though it gets super cold, you learn how to love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your favorite parts of being, in the army?
The part is that you have a steady job. You don't have to worry about getting laid off or anything like that. Basically, and you do 20 years and you're really tired. So you join, that you're retired 20 years, you still can do another job. You can go to another federal job and get another retirement. So it's basically like stability. That's how I look in life.
For me, it will be the opportunities. So, first off, school. I've been able to do school all the way to I'm doing a master's right now, and paid for. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so when I get out, I'll have a master's. So, I'm most likely gonna give my benefits to my daughter, or that's something that helps you out. Other than that, travel. So I joined the army for traveling. 34 countries. I've been all over the place, guys. I got stationed in Japan, and in the army you get a 4 day every weekend, or you get leave days every 4 day out. So I visited all over Japan, all over the Pacific. Went to Germany. I was all over Germany. When I was in Alaska, well, in Canada, I was in Kansas. I drove all over the place too. So I used that opportunity to travel, and I would say it would be education will be the first, traveling with the second, and then the people you get to work with. People from everywhere. I had the opportunity of working with people from Iraqi army, Afghani army, armies from all over the place, and you learn all their cultural differences and everything. And believe it or not, that expands your horizon and how you interact with other people.
So, what is the difference that you would tell someone like a young prospect for the military? The difference between the five branches of the military and the other four and the army.
Well, the Air Force takes care of the Air Force up there. Navy is also water, everything water. Plus they got the Marines. I mean, Navy and Marines, basically because the Marines are owned by the Navy.
Okay.
Okay.
They don't like to say that, but it's true.
they're
They
owned
are
by
their
the
own
Navy.
little branch separately, but they actually belong to the Department of the Navy. If you look at the crest,
Is that why NCIS govern?
yeah, so you see
Exactly.
them. They don't like to hear that, but it's
Same thing with the Army. It used to be the Air Force should be under Army.
yeah.
Then they split.
Well, mainly it's like the focus of what we do, obviously. So the Army, we're huge. So yeah, we have planes, not as many as the Air Force, but we have helicopters. We do have boats. We do have we have pretty much every single job they have. we have it, maybe not at that scale that they do, but we do have actually a bunch of jobs like available. So right now it's over 150 jobs to choose from. Okay, obviously, and then the mission focus. You will have the Marines are more concentrated in some aspects. Air Force obviously transportation, Navy transportation, and also they deal with other aspects of when we jump in something that is a little bit more elevated when you're talking about, but it's called joint forces or joint operations.
Yeah.
So actually, the United States is the only force in the planet that actually do joint operations. So when we go to other armies, we train them to act like us, to learn, because when they do something, there's either their Navy just doing it. Us, we use assets. That's the way we look at the big picture. So we're looking at Navy, Marines, and everything. Everybody joint working together, which give us a whole edge. It's like that's what we better say.
So that's interesting. So like, I would think that the military is like one big group, and then you have a Navy, Marines, whatever, and then they work together. Like the Army works with the Air Force when they need to ship over, 100 troops to Germany. They would like call the Air Force and be like, "We need a plane to ship this to Germany."
Most of the planes of the Army, they're flown by the Air Force. Every time we do what they call airborne, if you go to airborne school, the airplanes are flown by the Air Force.
Oh wow.
Okay, we got helicopter pilots. We don't have airplane pilots in the Army.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you guys have any like conflicts between each of the branches sometimes?
So it's just like colleges, bragging rights.
Bragging rights. Everything.
Yeah, explain the Army Navy game real quick.
So that's a tradition, and pretty much the colleges, right? They got the Navy, and we have our West Pointers, right? So these schools have been doing it for a couple of years now. It's like over 40 years now, and they join that November and they fight. And fun fact, that's the only time the Marines will meet their part of the Navy, because you see them over there just cheering for the Navy. So and that we batted out that team. I mean, we do. I don't watch it per se, but I don't think we won last year.
That's how we do.
Yeah. Our thing is okay. It's okay. I mean, they focus on that. We have a whole different aspect, but it's a good thing. Yeah.
It's great. So, explain to me okay, you guys are both recruiters, and the whole recruitment process. If I wanted to join the military, I would go see you guys and explain that process from the beginning.
You'll sit down with us. There's no compromise since the beginning. Because people think they go to my office, that's it, they're ready in boots, they're going tripping out. Yeah. No, it's a whole process. We gotta go. You sit down with us, we explain to you the process. We do a background check on you. You gotta pass the ASVAB. That's gonna measure your knowledge in English, math, health, science, mechanical, and
assembling objects.
Objects. And based on that, the Army will qualify you for the 150 jobs that it has. But it doesn't offer the jobs all the time. Sometimes you need some certain jobs, so that's what you get. Okay? So that's when I go for the happy medium. That's what I tell my applicants.
Sometimes we recruiters, we get
to be a combination between the Army needs, what you like, and what you qualify for. You got to put all those three in perspective. And then you choose for that. You choose your job, then you go take your physical. Your physical is not physical push-ups, sit-ups, or nothing. It's just physical. They're going to inspect your body from head to toe, just to see if nothing's wrong with it. Because once you sign the paper, whatever's yours, what happens to you, the Army has to fix it. So will you buy a car with an oil leak? Exactly. So I wouldn't get a soldier with an oil leak. You know what I mean? Okay? Then after you pass the medical, you choose your job, or you can choose it before, and that will tell you, depends on how tough your job is, it will be the amount of weeks for that training. Example, a person with like I was a mechanic. Mine was 11 weeks. After basic, that is 10 weeks. If you think 10 weeks a nurse could learn her job? No, that means nursing school is 42 weeks.
Yes, there's some jobs that are longer than other. Usually, when we talk to people and we do presentations or we talk to somebody, we say the average is usually 6 months that it takes to a person to be fully qualified as a soldier. Yeah.
And if you want to be a reservist, how does that work?
It's basically the same process to join. Only the difference is that when you finish AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training, you come back to your hometown, and you are going to work with a station. Depending on where you live at on your zip code, we try to keep you close to that. So you'll be working at your home pretty much. Like right now here, there's like 5 different stations. There's one next to Miami-Dade campus, like right next to it, and we got a lot of soldiers from there.
So when you're in the reserve and then you work around the zip code, how do you like? Do you have to go to the station every now and then? How does that work?
So
They'll call you they'll put out like a training schedule. This day you gotta be here at that certain time.
then if you're there, what do you do? What like?
Whatever have training they have for the day, you learn the basic skills on your job, what you learn AIT, you put it to practice, or maybe we have a bunch of annual trainings we gotta conduct
like information,
anti-terrorism.
yeah, stuff. There's a lot of computer-based training that you have to do to keep your security clearance and stuff, and that's pretty much what you focus during that 2 days, because you work 2 days every weekend, and then 1 week out of a year or 2 weeks out of a year. So that's when you do your honor training. Usually they take you out. In my case, when I was out of service, they took me to Panama. I went to Haiti, and I went to Honduras for training, and that's where you actually get to do your job. And it's actually a fun experience because you get to travel a lot with the reserves. Also, you could get they push you in what before you used to call orders. It's like, for example, your unit will need you for like 15 days. Hey, can you come and work for us for 15 days? They will pay you full rate, and also you do your job, or they push you some admin jobs, to help out.
Would you say that active is the way to go or reserved?
I wouldn't say as the way to go. When you sit down with us, the first thing we do is we try to set what's actually beneficial for you, because it depends on your goals. Let's say you want to go to school. All right, you want to go to school.
Let's say I want to go to medical school because I want to be a doctor.
So you're gonna be a doctor. Let's say I sit down in the office, right? And then, so how are you paying for it? That's the first question I gotta ask, because we gotta get realistic.
I'm gonna get help from the government. FAFSA.
You're gonna use the FAFSA. So now we jump into, okay, I can help you out with different programs that we have that we tailor for your specific situation. In your case, I will go, all right, so you want to be a doctor, that's expensive, it's a long time. What I would like to do is they get you in the reserve, let's test you, let's take the ASVAB. You take the ASVAB. I'm gonna try to set you up with a medical job. What we like to, combat medic. We have different nurses positions. We have dentists, and what I would like to do is to hook you up with the ROTC in college. Because what's gonna happen? They're going to pay for your whole school. You become an officer, you get paid, and you keep moving forward.
And you still can use the FAFSA plus whatever help the Army gives, and whatever's left over, that's money in your pocket.
What I'm doing is working for you, so you don't have to put money out of your pocket. Right now, I have a case of a person that she's going to training. Once she gets back, she pretty much has her plan laid out in front of her in order to complete and become a dentist. And that's something. She's gonna end up being a captain for the United States Army. And when you're a doctor, you don't have to worry about other stuff that regular captains have to worry. You're a captain, and your job is to be a captain for the medical field, which actually has a lot of power. Yeah.
It's very interesting. So if, let's say, I become a doctor,
Yes.
would I be a doctor like at a hospital, or would I still be like in one of the stations?
If you're active duty, you'll be at a station because the station is a city. You got hospitals, you got movie theaters, you got supermarkets, you got stores, you got golf course, basketball, gym. It's a city. It's a place built to maintain itself.
Gotcha.
You can go outside, inside. It's up to you. Your family can visit. It's a normal life, but you will work at the hospital.
Hospital or clinic.
Outpost.
Yeah, or clinic. So it's a main hospital and then clinic, like pretty much look at it as urgent cares all around that pretty much they take care of smaller like situations, and then something bigger, then you go to the hospital. Obviously, if you're like something specialized, like let's say you're a heart surgeon or something like high, then you will be in other programs like Walter Reed Hospital, stuff like that. Yeah.
There's different ways to do it. If you're gonna become a doctor, it's different ways. Because I met one of my physicians in Fort Riley. He became a doctor in civilian world, and he had so many debts that the Army offered him, if you do 6 years with us, we'll pay for all your debts, and you come in as a captain. You don't have to go to basic or AIT. You go straight as a captain.
But how many years would you say that would take?
So the program for our school, so pretty much ROTC, it's not like something that you will be doing the rest of your life. This ROTC is just a couple extra classes, and you have to show up and do some training and other stuff. That's all ROTC is. They're gonna train you how to be a captain for your field. Then it's a service obligation that you will have to do once you become a captain. Usually that's 6 to 8 years.
Gotcha. It's very interesting. Because I've been thinking about getting the help of the army to do that, but I'm not really sure because then I have to deal with my parents. My mom doesn't really want me to get into it. So you understand that?
I understand
That's
that.
us. That's super normal here in this area. Parents are super protective, especially here in
That's comes from Latin culture.
Yeah, my mom's Hispanic. My mom's from Cuba.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my mom was from Cuba.
Here in Miami, we have people from Cuba, Venezuela, we have from everywhere, right? So sometimes the perspective they have of the army is what they heard from somebody else that was in their service. You're telling us the best, not the best one. What they see on movies. When was the last time you saw a dentist in a movie? Or you play Call of Duty and you play a dentist? No. Or in the news
Or you
or
saw a
TikTok.
recruiter typing on a computer. Never.
Yeah.
You're gonna see them shooting, fighting, or on the floor.
Like people like we have veterinaries in the army. We have dentists. We have mechanics. We
got
have religious
plumbers,
services
we got
too.
carpenters. We got
Yeah, because
Engineers.
Engineers, yeah.
the basic ideal that most people have of the army is just going to the field, infantry, shooting. That's half of the things that people say about the army.
Those experience that you have in Latin America, Cuban army.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
obviously on things like that.
So yeah, usually that's a perspective that people bring, and that's why we like talk to students and people, and we talking already. Like we talk and talk and talk and talk and do phone calls and texts, and that's what we try to use. So at least give the information to somebody that might know somebody. And believe it or not, we get a lot of contacts like that. Some I talk to you and I know this guy, and next thing you know, I got a message on Instagram. Yeah, I want information, and that's how pretty much everything starts. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So the important thing is like when you are going, you set a goal, right? For me, yeah, the military is great, army is great. We here, we have tools. I'm gonna offer you all the tools I got, everything. If I don't know the answer, we're gonna find it. But I will say like it's not the same to start a career with no debt and start a career with debt. You're free. You don't have to worry about the burden of some other people that we have to like pay student loans, stuff like that. When you have resources, to use.
I'm not trying to go against your parents or anything.
Yeah, no,
right?
I understand you.
But at 18 years old, you're owner of your own life. You can
Yeah, I
sign
know.
that paper. You don't need permission from your parents. And then they'll see in a year, whatever, however stable you are, they're gonna be, oh, you were right, and you're gonna change your parents' perspective about the army.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's like we get a lot of parents. And
Yes.
they come angry, some come afraid, some come like they don't care. And when they talk to us and they see us and we offer, because all the information that we're giving you, you can find online.
Google it.
And
online.
this thing, I've never seen a parent that his daughter or son went and came back that they're not proud. At the beginning, yeah, they're afraid. I'm pretty sure when your mom sees you in uniform, she's just see a toddler crying and everything. No, but no, once you get back and you tell them your experience, they're like, okay, and they actually realize. And believe it or not, I will say that's another way. Parents talking to other parents. That's how we get contracts too. Yeah.
You did say that there was a part of tech that you did or mechanics. How does that work?
What happened?
You said that you did mechanics in the army. How does that work in your area?
In my area, well, how can I explain it? I get with logistic. It was a logistic to order the parts, whatever is wrong with the vehicle. They order the parts, and we just swap them out. And we work with the operators. Because everybody in the army gets assigned a vehicle. And you got to be on top of your vehicle, so when the mission comes or whatever needs to be, your vehicle is fully functional. So every Monday they have what they call PMCS, preventive maintenance care, and they do PMCS, measure the oil, see all the lights working, and whatever is broken, we rotate on 5988, and we order the parts through them, and we install them.
So there's jobs in the army, right? There's jobs and there's jobs. I will say every time people go and they are thinking, I want to work. How are you gonna work? Either become a mechanic, become a cook, or become a military police, because I would say those are the jobs that work, because those are services that we need all the time. So yeah, being a mechanic, one of the most stressful one, because on top of vehicles broken down, we have to keep up with maintenance schedules, right? A vehicle, like for example, you need an oil and filter change. In the army, we don't do it by mileage. Pretty much we go by when the book says, it has to be done twice a year. But we're not talking about 10, 20 vehicles. We're talking about a unit could have 100 something vehicles, and then we have 6, 7 mechanics that are like over there, pretty much going at it. So yeah.
Does it make it easier to get certified in different types of jobs?
So yes, now there's in the army you pick your job. You take the ASVAB medical examination, and then you get a plethora of jobs to choose from. Right? You will have for everything. Some people, they go with something in mind, and then they see other jobs. Right? So you get your job. Let's say you sign to be a mechanic, but your scores are really, really good, and you get to choose. You can choose later another job, so you can change. While you're in that field, that doesn't mean that you, for example, I'm logistics, but I'm doing a master's in law. So are logistics and law like together? No, they're whole different. So you can study one thing and do another job, and that's something that actually the army helps you out. On top of that, your career. Let's say I'm in logistics. There's some certifications that are free for me to do under the pretty much military education program. So yeah, for us, you get to change your job. You can do it once, or later, like in his case, he decided to become a recruiter, so you can change. Yeah,
It's very interesting.
And what's the highest job you can get if you get like the best score on the test?
So honestly, that's a really good question because it's a personal thing. So I'm a 92 Alpha, logistical specialist, right? It's a job that everybody can attain. If you do good in math, English, and clerical, you can get it. But then another 92 Alpha can come and say, I don't like my job, blah, blah. I love it because, I like the stress and everything. You will get people that are like dog handlers. The happiest people there is they work with dogs. They love their job. I think it's a point of view. But if you're talking about technical jobs, we got drone operators or we got pilots, Apache pilots, stuff like that. The more technical.
Charlie, cyber warfare.
Cyber warfare. We got some jobs that are like 35 series intelligence jobs that are super hard to get.
What's good about all the jobs in the army? You come out with a secret clearance. That's just money in civilian world. That's only $14,000 for that clearance only.
So it's security clearance. It's a pretty much security clearances, right?
Because you'll be working with the army, and to be in the army, you have to have pass a secret clearance. They're gonna check all your background check and everything. And any company out there that does a secret clearance on their own, it's almost $14,000 to conduct it, but you get it for free.
Yeah. All right.
You were telling us about SpaceX.
The security clearance. Yeah.
Security clearance, right? Let's say once they look at you and you have these security clearance, which are good for 10 years, depending. Security clearance for like a secret. There's a top secret. There's different levels to it. They're more likely to hire you just the fact they don't have to spend that money on you already.
On you.
Yeah.
We have it already.
Yeah. And it's valid for 10 years.
Valid for 10 years, and we get it
Well,
like
top secret's 5.
yeah. So, but that's something for
And what's the highest one?
top secret.
Top secret?
Yeah, that's when you're doing like secret stuff, squirrel stuff.
Also in the army, you can apply for it's called White House Correspondent Agency. You apply for it, they accept it. You're gonna go work at the White House.
Wow.
It doesn't matter your job. They have every job, every branch. Also.
Wow.
All right. Well, if you haven't noticed, we're in a new studio. This is our aerospace program, and we have these cool airplane seats. If you guys want to check it out, you're more than welcome to see Mr. Acosta, and he'll open the door for you. Thank you for allowing us to have you on. That was good.
Yes.
It's a wrap.